Hi and welcome everyone. Today I've got a special guest on the channel. We've got Mr. Tim Day. Now this is quite exciting really, because the last couple of interviews I've done with folk have been about wedding photography and filmmaking, but we've got a landscape waterfall expert with us today. So
I wouldn't go that far.
I would. I think you're selling yourself short there. Now, I don't really have a lot of experience when it comes to waterfalls. I've shot a couple, but over the last 12 months or so, well, longer than that really, you've been making this calendar, this awesome calendar as your end goal. And I wanted to just have a chat with you about that. But before we do that, I just wondered if you could just tell us a little bit about your photography background.
My photography background?
Yeah.
It started, as most people do, as a hobby.
Yeah. Just
getting out once a week, away from the family.
Yeah.
Probably don't want to say that on tape. But
we'll edit that out.
Yeah, we'll move that bit out. But
no,
a person needs a change of scenery once in a while from the humdum, just to get out a few hours, recharge the batteries, then back. Go back in fully charged again.
I think photography is like the perfect escape for the majority of people who are probably watching this. Yeah. I think it just gives you another world to explore and get away from whatever it is you want to get away from, and
think differently in a totally different environment to what you're normally in.
So, are you only digital, or did you dabble with film?
I dabbled with film a little bit. Yeah, but it's expensive.
Yeah, I think we're sport for choice these days.
And I've grown up around computers. I've been into computers since I was born. I've always been around the earliest computers. Yeah. So digital for me always has been a natural attraction. Yeah. And on top of that, when photography went digital, it's free. It doesn't cost anything.
You can take as many photos as you want and don't have to feel bad about it.
Back in the film days, it was like, do we want to take this? It's going to cost me money. And even when you've taken it, you're not 100% sure until it comes back from Boots with a funny little sticker.
Yeah. And the reject pile. Yeah. I don't think I could handle the pressure, especially because in my daily life, I have to shoot for clients like property and weddings and stuff, and the panic that I would probably get myself into because I wasn't sure if something was sharp or in focus, over and exposed. Yeah. I think maybe we don't know how easy we've got it sometimes with digital, because we can look at it on the back of the camera. Yeah. Yeah. So would you say that your landscape stuff is your favourite part of photography?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So,
although strictly speaking, I wouldn't class myself as a landscape photographer.
Right, okay.
Or a lot of people will pigeonhole me with landscape photographers, but I'm someone that shoots within the landscape rather than the whole of the landscape, if that makes sense. It's rarely I'll do big vistas or mountain ranges.
Huge skies. And
I'll go down into the valleys, go to the waterfalls, maybe I'll shoot the wildlife. Yes. I'll shoot the details of the landscape, but not necessarily.
Maybe you fall into the hole. I
fell in a few of those.
We'll talk about that. In a minute. But maybe a nature photographer might be closer to what...
I do class myself as a nature photographer.
So on the channel, lots of people who'll be watching this will know who you are, and you shoot a lot of nature and wildlife as well, don't you? So it's not just the waterfalls that is your bag. You shoot a lot of woodland stuff like that, don't you?
I've started woodland recently. Yeah. Woodland's been... I'm getting to the point where I'm finding waterfalls a bit easy.
Really?
And I want something to tax the brain cells a bit more, so I've looked at woodland. And
woodland's hard.
It really does tax the brain.
Yeah, because I think there's so much going on. Yeah. And I think you want a nice simple image, don't you? Yeah. And it's very difficult.
I did a vlog a while back, and it felt like I'd started photography all over again.
You sort of think, I don't know what I'm doing here.
I know how to set all the settings on my camera, I know everything. That's like, my brain for composition's just gone. Yeah.
I think with photography and photographers as well, we have like a box of tricks, don't we, that we know will work and we use a lot of the time, and then when we're in a completely alien environment, we think, oh God, I don't know what to do here. And it's like, for example, if you try your hand at astrophotography, you sometimes feel so far out of your depth, and you think, oh, I'm a bit struggling to know what to do here. So it's part of the learning curve, though, isn't it? And it's fun to get things wrong, and so I wanted to ask you a little bit about your gear as well, because you're a Fuji shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how long have you been a Fuji shooter?
I don't know. It's been a good few years.
Yeah.
And as old as my XT1, where it is.
Yeah.
Hiding. I purchased an entry level Fuji camera. I can't remember which, maybe the XA1 or something like that.
Yeah.
Didn't cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I just adored the way it's got the little dials on the top, and you can just perfectly set everything.
Yeah.
And it just makes manual shooting a pleasure.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got that, I had to go and get the XT1, which
Yeah.
is all weather sealed, and at that time the top end pro model, and
Yeah.
I've just adored that camera ever since.
Yeah. So your everything that we will have seen, your waterfall journeys and your
all my YouTube stuff is my XT1, and that's probably one of the only bits of kit I haven't broken or damaged in some way or needed to replace. And to be honest, if it broke tomorrow, I'd probably rather go and get another XT1 than I would the latest XT2.
Yeah. Or
possibly the XT3, which I think is coming out this year.
Yeah. And with your vlogging setup, for those folk who I'm sure are interested to hear about what you use for that, if they don't know, what's your sort of what is your vlogging setup?
I've grown to prefer the compact camera, like the G7X Mark II, as we were discussing earlier, that type of style, but I've got it set up on a bit of a rig, and it gives me a modular options. So if I'm in a situation where just a compact camera will do, I can disconnect that and just use that.
If you're walking through a city centre,
like
and you don't want to attract attention.
Yeah, a bit like earlier on when I was walking through with my big fluffy monkey.
Everyone thought you were from Hollywood. Yeah. No, that's cool. And you're
with the whole rig set up as it is, that's the quality. It looks hideous when it's all set up, but the quality I get from that setup's just perfect. But I've got the option to change things and depending on conditions, and it works well for me.
I think with your vlogs as well. Do you know one thing I really love about your vlogs is your music. I really love the way that your style is just really cool. I think it's really peaceful. It's really calm. So how do you go about choosing the music? Well, let's just go.
Yeah, I'll often edit the second to start shooting a vlog.
Right, okay.
Which sounds odd.
Yeah.
But if I'll start with my intro, I'll do my bit to camera.
Yeah.
And top tip, if you want to hook somebody, make sure you do it within the first 15 seconds of a video.
Yeah.
Although with YouTube, they prefer 8 seconds.
Really?
And as you intro the vlog, you tell people what's going to happen to that video.
This will be the first 8 seconds. We'll put this in.
Yeah. No, when you start a vlog, think the first 8 seconds. Within that first 8 seconds, you've got that 8 seconds to hook somebody.
Yeah.
And when someone looks at a thumbnail or look at a title, that will give them an idea of what they're going to get in your vlog.
Yeah.
And if they don't get that established within the first few seconds, chances are they're going to click away and go somewhere else.
Yeah. That's quite an interesting.
So when I'll start, I'll get back to the point where I was a minute ago. When I start, I'll give me intro, then I'll get out of the car, I'll walk somewhere, I'll put the camera down, I'll walk away from it, I'll walk to it, but I'll try to do it in a sequence that when I get to the editor, all my shots are in the order in which I captured them. And that helps me build an accurate story of what happened on that vlog.
So how important to your vlogs is B-roll, would you say?
Very important. I think I like to go by a certain formula. I'll give an intro to a vlog, then I'll do some establishing B-roll shots.
Yes.
I might pay special attention to sound. If it's raining, I'll try and get some sounds of the rain hitting the ground.
Yeah.
I just try to give an idea of the environment I'm in to begin the vlog.
Yeah, sure. And I suppose with the waterfalls, especially a lot of adventures that you go on are waterfall based, it must be sometimes like you must forget to film because you're in such an epic place.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of think, oh no, hang on, I've got to film something. Yeah.
Sometimes waterfalls can help with that. If you're in awe of a waterfall, it's like pull the camera out, film yourself being in awe.
Yeah.
Rather than going all really stiff and say, this is a waterfall, this is my camera. It's trying to capture your true emotions. Really tough when vlogging.
I mean, this is a big question, and you might not have an answer for this, which is fine. But what do you think is more important with a photo vlog? The image or the photo, the finished result or the journey? Journey every time, would you say?
The journey every time. However, I've so often I scrap vlogs when I thought I haven't delivered on the photo.
Really?
And I felt guilty for not delivering on the photo and I scrapped the vlog.
Yeah.
But then I've regretted it because I thought, no, I should have put it out. I should have put the story out.
I think
it's important, really important to show the failures.
Yes. And I think that's why with photo vloggers, a lot of people are starting to really respond really well to people when it doesn't go right, because they were like, yeah, that happened to me, or yes, it doesn't go right every time. So I mean, it's quite important to do that.
Yeah, I think it's, for those coming straight into photography and they look at someone's portfolio on their website, they look at the images and I think, there's no way I'm ever going to get to that level.
Yeah.
But if they watch a vlog and they see the effort that goes in to get into that image, it sort of gives them a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel to think, actually, no, if I put in the effort, I could get to that level and achieve those results. Yeah.
So in terms of what we've got here then, so most people will probably know that you've been on a journey for the last just over 12 months, no, shy of 12 months?
Yeah, just shy of 12 months now. Yeah, about a week away, hopefully, of filming the final.
You've got a bit of a big project, because it's a 12-month project. Yeah. So what is this project and what is the end result?
Well, the idea originally was, I thought, I want to do a calendar.
Yeah.
But everyone does a calendar on YouTube, all photographers do calendars. I thought, I'm going to have to think of some way to do it differently, somewhere to stand out from the crowd and to make it a bit more entertaining. And I thought, no, I'll do the calendar, but I'll shoot it 1 month at a time. I just simply shoot one waterfall each month for that respective month, and at the end of it, print a calendar. Yeah. So everybody can follow me along the journey of capturing all those images.
And what's brilliant about that is that you're going to create a little bit of, well, quite a lot of heat, because you're gonna have viewers on your every word, every word really. They're going to want to find out what the August or the May or the April. They're going to want to find out. And one thing I love about your vlogs again is when that picture sort of Ken Burns its way into a month. Yeah. It's like, as a viewer, you get a bit of satisfaction because you're like, yes, that's one piece of the jigsaw done, and just one.
It's quite an art, teasing an image, but not taking it too far, but just teasing it enough.
And it's another good thing about when you take an image, the way that you display it on camera. You tease us a little bit with your music and your the way that you play with an image, and I really like it, and it's got like an ethereal kind of water-based feel to your vlogs. It's a little bit.
One thing I first started noticing with vlogging is it's really hard to show an environment, put an environment through video or images. It's like when I was at Glencoe. I felt that I didn't do that location justice at all through my videos, and that it's just really hard to transmit through YouTube how epic it.
Well, that's it. It's such a big place, and again, another big question, but. How critical are you? Are you very self-critical? Do you think you're sometimes
terribly self-critical? Yeah. One thing I used to do when I recorded a vlog, I wanted it edited as quick as possible, so it was fresh in my mind. And I've stopped doing that. I find that not even loading images on the computer, leaving it for a few days, let your brain relax, then go to them. Yeah. I find I'm much happier with the results. If I go straight into it, it's like, that's terrible. I was there a few hours ago. It was 10 times better that location, but you give me mind a break. I'm happier with the images.
Yeah, it's important to step away and then come back to it at a later date. So let's have a look through some of your images. Then. So we're going to start. We're not going to start in January. We're going to start in June.
June is when it all began. Yeah. The reason I started in June is because I was thinking I'm going to have problems with printers. I wanted a big buffer to actually produce in the calendar before Christmas. Yeah. And June is it's halfway to Christmas, so I've got a good few months to set up, get the calendar printed, set up pre-sales, all that type of thing, and deal with any issues that come up. So that's the reason I started in June.
And we're going back 12 months now. So where were you almost this time last year?
This one? Yeah. This was, I can't remember the life of me the name of the waterfall now, but I'm sure you'll put it in text below and I'll
I will.
It, and it will magically appear. This was the Peak District, and this fall, although I'm not over keen with the image, I'm not over the top with this image. It's got a nice bit of swirlage on the foreground, but there's something I don't like it, but I've been shooting waterfalls for a year now, so I'm a lot more experienced now from when I shot this image.
You feel like you've got better? Maybe waterfall photography. Yeah. So what do you think you would have done differently?
I think I'd have composed it differently.
Right.
I'd have got probably something a bit higher on the full, maybe a more prominent foreground.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see if we can get that in.
I do like the way you process your greens, because obviously...
Yeah. I love greens. I know you don't like greens.
I'm not a big fan. No.
You like to boost your yellows, reduce your greens.
I think
like
I do.
Greens.
Yeah. But I think when they're processed correctly, they can be really powerful, and I think you do that really well.
Yeah. No, I always try and, like here we've got the moss on the rots. I always try and, if I can drop a focus point on one of these rots, and show it in a separate image later on, but try and bring a little bit of texture in the rots, and that gives a contrast with the ethereal water at the back, and you've got those two elements.
I know you're a huge fan of a polarizer, aren't you?
Oh yes.
You think would you say a polarizer is essential for anything water based? My thoughts on photography, I don't want to say to anybody it's essential. Yeah, of course. I think art is very much in the eye of the beholder. I think it's important to know how to use a camera in manual. Yeah. But I think the process of photography should be, you have your vision in your mind, and you've got the tools to make that vision appear in an image. Yeah. Then, I mean, with that image, whether it's good or bad, that's subjective. But as long as it was a vision you had in your mind at the time, it's, But I've lost my train of thought now. But no, that's polarizers. Yeah. Polarizers are optional. I personally prefer to use a polarizer because I feel it gives a more mystical, a fantasy type effect. Yeah. But if anyone says that they were a natural photographer, they wanted to get images as you saw them with your naked eyes, I'd say don't use a polarizer because it doesn't give a natural effect. Of course. It's not natural for you to see through water or boost contrast. And we see reflections, we see light hitting surfaces. I do get a lot of emails all the time, people asking me like, I haven't got a polarizer, well, my image is going to be dead. And it's like, well, if you like your images without a polarizer, then that's perfectly fine. Yeah. It's not for me to judge how your images are coming out. It's up to the photographer whether they're happy with that image at the time. Exactly. They need the confidence to go forward and say, right, this is my image, I'm happy with it. Yeah, and it's all part of a style, creating a style, isn't it? And if you want to use a polarizer, that's great. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I mean, for me, I'd just like to spin it, send the water black, and we've got a nice contrast between the colours. Yeah. Others like to see a bit of shine on the water. There's a photo later on, actually, I haven't used a polarizer on. Really? And so... We'll have a look at that when we get to that one. Yeah. But with this image, this is the one that it started it all off, and I think with this fall, not many people know about this waterfall. Yeah. And at the beginning, I set some, I wouldn't say rules, just loose rules. Yeah. I thought I want to explore with this calendar. I don't want to go to all the obvious places, the iconic locations. I want to explore, find waterfalls people have never heard of before, and that's one of the reasons why I really like this fall, because I put a lot of effort into actually getting this fall as well. Yeah, it was quite a tough terrain. Yeah, there's just something that, yes, I've put the effort into this, and anybody can do their own research. Yeah, yeah. Find something local to them. And it's just so cool being a waterfall photographer. It's so different to what most people are doing, and I think it's. I mean, at this time when you were shooting this, what came first? This photograph, and you thought, I could do a calendar here, or did you go out on Waterfalls were the key to really getting me into photography. I saw an image that had probably been taken with a 10-stop, and you couldn't tell it was water anymore, it was all mist, and I thought, I'm not going to have to do that. And it took me about 2 years to really perfect, to replicate that image. Yeah. I mean, I'm moving away from the 10-stop stuff now, but I'll still go back to it if I feel the needs in the correct environment. Yeah. But that's what really set me off going. Yeah. And when I took this image at this point, I'd started my YouTube channel. I thought I need to define myself and stand out from the crowd a little bit more, which is why I went with waterfalls, because that was the passion that got me started. Great idea. And I thought, it's going to get me standing out from the crowd. I'm not just shooting random stuff. I'm going to target this. And well, let's move on to July then. So, July. So July, bit of a story behind this one. Just a sport. There was 2 attempts to take this image. What happened on the first attempt? As I mentioned before the camera started rolling, I'm not a huge fan of this image, but there's such a story behind this image. I think you said you quite liked it, but I'm not. Personally, I'm not. I think it's got quite a gothic quality to it. Yeah. And, well, started off, I headed over to Rivington, which is a place I've done many times before, and I've done a few collaborations up there with Joseph Seeger. Yeah. And the first fall I shot up there was a very tiny fall. Yeah.
But it had lots of swirls at the bottom. In fact, remind me, I'll send you the image and you can pop it up. It was one of my most popular images at the time.
Yeah.
Huge swirl in the foreground, and you've got this little fall at the back. And I've forgotten that I'd taken it in landscape.
Right.
And this kind is going to be in portrait.
Of course.
And I thought, oh, well, turn the camera around, shoot the image without thinking, shot the image, walked off, got to post-processing, I didn't span the polarizer, so you've got this really glary waterfall image,
right, okay.
and I'd totally ruined the image.
And it wasn't the effect you wanted?
It wasn't the effect I wanted, and carried on. I met up with Joseph, we did a sunset shoot. I got home, I wasn't happy with the images, and I did the vlog. I put the kind of images up, put a question mark as I'm not really happy with this, so I cut it.
Yeah.
Then it went to sort of B-roll of me travelling all the way back to Rivington, which is about a 2-hour drive for me.
Yeah.
Back up the M1, met with Joseph Siegel once more, and we discovered this fall which we hadn't previously known about.
Wow, yeah, cool.
So we worked our way down to that shot. Most of that section of the bog was B-roll because my microphone went in the water, and in fact it had gone in the water on the previous one as well. Then I'd lost, after it had gone in the water, I went to shoot the waterfall, got right to the side because I like to get to different angles.
Yeah.
And that's where it slipped actually. This side here is where I slipped and went in the drink, and that's when I lost all my audio as well.
Is that an expensive fall?
I know
you've had more expensive falls.
Actually. It's when I went down, it was like arms in the air with all my gear.
Save that, get that safe.
I'm perfectly waterproof, but it always makes me laugh. Joseph's face, because I've got a waterproof camera with me at the time, and I was like, please make sure I have this on film. Please make sure I have this.
Yeah.
And you've just got Joseph standing there going. It was just really funny every time I watch that back. I just don't get sick of watching that back. But after it got out, I thought, oh no, me Zoom H1 recorder's gone in the drink. Get the memory card out first. I need the audio files because it's so tiny, the memory cards. My hands were cold, shivering, slipped. Memory card went up in the air, went downstream.
No.
So I lost all the audio from that vlog.
So if anyone was wondering where it had gone, it's somewhere.
There was none of me chatting on the vlog that I fell in, so I think people forgive me.
We'll give you, yeah. But it's a cracking image, this one you've got.
That was a long drive home, shivering in the car. I
can imagine.
What
do you wear footwear-wise when you do these vlogs?
It's funny you mention that. Normally wellies.
Yeah.
Because I like to get into the stream and get the
angle
deep. Yeah, I like to get into ankle deep because that's where other people wouldn't like to go. When I'm shooting waterfalls, I like to think of angles where other people wouldn't go.
Yeah.
To try and get
and where people can't go because it's it's too wet or whatever. So
I said in one of my previous vlogs, I like to push the limits just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to try and get the results a little bit better than the humgum generic. Everyone stands in the same shot.
Yeah. But so moving on into August. August is it's got a very colourful summery vibe because we've got a bit of sky in this one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this vlog. The image I took 2 falls on this trip. I went up to Whitby.
Yeah.
In Yorkshire. I was aware this fall existed, and this was one of those falls that's like not many people have heard of this fall. It empties out onto a beach. This sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And as you can see from the sky at the back, it was a beautiful summer day. And as it was August, I wanted a summer holiday image.
Yeah.
Got here first, got that image, and that was another memory card in the drink. Because from the position where this image was taken on the vlog, I don't know how it happened, but the memory card door came open on my camera, and somehow the memory card had plopped out.
Oh.
So I had to go and retake all the images I'd already shot from that vlog. Thankfully, that was the first location, so it wasn't too bad, but I never found that memory card.
Oh, what a shame.
After shooting this particular fall, I went on to Falling Foss, and the images I got from there I feel are actually better than this image, but because it's August and because it's a summer holiday theme, it had to be.
It has to be.
It had to be this one.
Yeah.
And at the end of that day, I went to do the classic Whitby Abbey shot because the sun was going down and the sky lit up as well. It was just one of those perfect days. Everything.
Would you have liked to have, you know, a red, pinky, purpley sky in, or do you think you wanted to just make it very nice and British?
I wanted very British, very seasidey. The only thing that annoyed me about this was because I couldn't get the camera around to get the beach in. You know, if I could do a 360 image on a camera, I would do. But that flowed straight out onto some sand, and it was just a.
But the most important thing is the direction of the water, where the water's falling, and a little bit of sky as a bonus, I guess. Yeah. So. Right, so moving on then to September's image.
September.
So we've got a lot of foreground in this image, which I am a huge fan of. I love foreground. I'm a huge foreground fan. But this is your focal length is not a wide, is it?
It is
20 something.
All of these, I think, are 12mm apart from one.
But you're APS-C, aren't you?
Yeah, APS-C.
So is that like 18mm equivalent, something like that?
You're going to get the trolls in the comments, mate, about that.
The pixel peepers, yeah.
Oh no, it's still a 12mm on an APS. It's only lens distortion.
Talk us through this.
Take the bloody picture. I played. This was a fall that I walked under. This is the 4 waterfalls at Wales.
Oh, see, I think I photographed this one as well. Is this? It's called Scudiera. I think
easier for you to say than me.
Yeah.
You may notice whenever I vlog in Wales, it's very rare I pronounce locations.
Probably quite wise.
On top of that, I didn't want to insult the people that live there either by totally murdering a title.
So I'm on my own now because I've said it. I've put it out there. I think it's called that. Yeah.
But no, this was just another one of my favourite shoots. I planned to turn up, do the 4 waterfalls basically. I just planned to do those, and I didn't find 2 or 3. It's quite a challenging walk. You've got the main walk that goes around, but then you've got little paths that go off down the side.
Yes.
And you can easily miss them.
Yeah.
And like miss a few falls.
Because you have to descend quite some way to get to this one, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this was where before I knew I could walk under it, and once I'd sort of realised I could walk under it, I thought I'm targeting that fall. I'll shoot the other waterfalls on the way. If I get better images, I'll do for the kinder image.
Yeah.
But I want to walk under a waterfall.
Yeah.
And I used my old Polaroid cube, I think. It was literally stood under the waterfall, and in the vlog, I'm setting up the tripod and everything in the camera while under a waterfall. It's just so
that's cool,
bizarre and crazy.
Yeah.
Now I don't do many selfies of waterfalls, but I did an epic selfie with this, and you just got my arms out, and it's like splatter all over the camera. And it's like
I don't care. How long was the exposure?
This was a super long exposure, this one, and I deliberately wanted it to go longer, wanted that nice smooth effect coming over the top of the waterfall. I did get somebody in the comments saying you should have gone for shorter to try and capture the power of the waterfall, but I didn't want to go for shorter.
Another thing that we haven't talked about for where are we now? We're in September's issue, aren't we? September, the back end of summer, we're going to have people, and it looks like this is maybe a middle of the day image. You're going to have people and a big stopper, super stopper, even a 6-stop could get rid of people.
It could do.
So if there are people in your image,
normally shoot and vlog on a weekday, so I don't normally have issues with people.
Oh, good.
I very, very rarely shoot at weekends.
So for any of the images that are in the calendar, we can't talk about May yet because that's not that hasn't made an appearance.
No.
But have you had to remove any people from any of the images? Oh, okay, that's good.
No.
But as a backup plan, a long exposure could solve that problem. If there is someone walking through. Yeah.
I mean, occasionally you'll get a little bit of blur. I've done it at Stonehenge when I've been shooting the stones at Stonehenge, and you've got people. I've been there on the summer solstice, and you've got people in between the stones.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's a little bit of a ghost in there, so a little bit of cloning or something.
Yeah.
Get rid of that.
Yeah, but I mean,
I've not needed to do it with the waterfalls.
From this image, you're on dry land by the looks of things. You're not.
This one, you have to walk under this fall to get to this point.
Yes.
And shoot that.
Yeah.
I particularly like its composition. I mean, as mentioned earlier, I've got to bring the greens down because they're a bit nuclear after I've printed the thing. But I really like on this one the curve that just leads you to go around to the fall. It just
and we're teased by those foreground rocks as well under the surface. Yeah, great image. I really like. And we're teased by a little bit of glimmer of hope with the sky as well.
I think actually, if there were people with this one, they would look pretty awesome standing still under the fall.
Yeah. Yeah, that could really work, couldn't it? Especially if someone's wearing a. I mean, what colour would contrast that? A red coat, for example, which I know you've got a red coat. So
no, it'd be a.
That would be a cool shot. Yeah, cool. So let's move on to October then. So now we're starting to move into autumny colours now.
Autumny colours, yes.
Yeah. So where were we for the October shot?
I've got to say, I didn't really try hard for October. I was like,
really?
I think it was just sort of. I'm gonna shoot a waterfall. I don't know where to shoot. By this point, I've gone to quite a few epic locations, and I've just come back from South Wales, which is waterfall country, and it's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. So I stayed local, and this image is from a woodland that I've logged in a few times. This is what I call my little secret woodland, which isn't too far from me.
Yeah.
And it's big pine woodland. I do like a pine woodland. And it's just got little falls like this that flow through it.
Yeah.
Never ever met a photographer there. I don't think.
Really? That's why it feels like yours, and it feels
it's sort of my little secret location.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll just have a net down, see what the colours are like, and I had a play with this one. For those who always get on about you need the most expensive filters and all the best gear, this one was taken with a cheap Gobi filter.
Really?
And that was a result. I've recently actually switched over to their circular filters because I'm trying to reduce the amount of gear I carry with me.
Yeah, travel lighter.
And their circular filters are really cheap.
Yeah.
And
screw on the lens, just turn it with your.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a fan of grad filters. I'd rather take 2 exposures and blend them together.
Yeah.
I can't see the point of spending 250 quid on a bit of glass when you can just take 2 exposures and bang them together.
That is again the novelty of this day and age. We can take multiple exposures.
I mean, if you're shooting raw, you're going to process a thing on a computer anyway, so you might as well just click a button and blend them.
Again, I imagine people will be kicking off. There'll be riots in the street now with people saying that.
The YouTube algorithm's going to love you because you've got all the interactions.
I'll take the engagement. Yeah, I'll take it.
But no, back to the image.
Yeah.
I'd have to do a little bit of scrumming around for this one. I remember you commenting on this video actually.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned my comment about the sugar plum fairy.
Yes!
I don't know why I said that on the video, and I played it. I thought, why did I say that? But I just left it in.
We're going to have to overlay that, and I'll dig that out. And I'll overlay that. Yeah.
I was over there where my bag is over there a few minutes ago, and I've managed to tiptoe across the stream like a sugar plum fairy.
But it was a position where it was really uncomfortable to shoot from. I had to get really low down, but I wanted to get low down because I wanted to get those autumn colours.
Yeah.
In the background because we're in, check the date, we're in October, so you want to show off that you're in autumn, you want to get those colours, and the sun had just gone across there.
Yeah.
I thought that would do.
You've found a way somehow of making all that clutter in the foreground look seasonal and look good.
Yeah.
And that's because you're obviously down quite low.
Yeah, I got really low on this one. I try where possible, I try not to focus that. It's something I don't really like. It's just not me. I don't like it. Yeah. It feels natural to get an image sharp all the way through.
Yeah.
Which is why I quite like shooting at wider apertures, just to give a bit of blur in certain areas and draw your eyes to the sharper areas.
Yeah.
And on this one, I was a little bit worried that just by focusing down here and really giving these leaves a bit of a punch in the foreground, I may have knocked out the background too much, but I think I've got away with it.
I think it really works.
It worked
I really like that. Yeah. 'Cause again, I think with waterfalls, the thing that I like about what you do is that you're saying that the waterfall itself isn't just the only reason for this photograph. You've got foreground, you've got background, you've got loads of different elements combining to make the shot, and the waterfall itself is like the cherry on the cake.
Yeah. And the key thing you've got to remember when you're shooting a waterfall is, especially on longer exposures, that the water's never going to be in focus. So you don't have to worry about focusing on the waterfall.
Yeah,
you can
of course.
pick something else to focus on.
Yeah. No, it's a very good point. And as we move into November, the seasons start to change.
Yeah.
Leaves start to go, and we're left with bare trees.
This is another one. A lot of we chatted before on camera before. You've probably already worked out I'm very spontaneous when I go out on photograph things. And I very rarely check weather forecast as well, which most people will probably be able to tell from which of my vlogs. A lot of my recent ones I've seen.
It's probably why you fall off bridges.
Yeah. A lot of my recent ones I seem to have my own personal weather cloud above me.
Just following you like the Truman Show.
Yeah. But no, this one, it was a very odd 24 hours before I decided that I was going to go for this one.
Yeah.
And I was looking for waterfalls in the area of Snowdon. And I'd seen an area on the OS map that said there was waterfalls. I couldn't find any trace of them just by searching on Google.
Because on the OS maps, it literally says waterfalls, doesn't it?
They are.
And
but often, if it says waterfalls, it's like there'll be one there, but there'll be lots of smaller ones.
There could be a foot high, there could be 10 foot high. Yeah.
Usually if there's one, there's a few more.
Yeah.
And I googled the name, I think it was Hayford.
Okay.
Or Hadford, which is a popular Welsh term, I didn't know this at the time. And I accidentally pulled up another waterfall location, which was in mid-Wales.
Yes.
And I discovered this one called Cavin Cascade, that's the name of it. And it's basically a waterfall that goes into a cave.
That's
so
cool.
I'm packing my bags, I'm going.
You could not.
I'm just setting a sat nav. It's like...
It's amazing how a few months back you were thinking, you're losing your mojo for it.
Yeah.
And then you see this image on Google and you think, right, I'm going. So you just, it reignited the passion.
Just for clarity, this image isn't off Google, I actually took it myself.
That was on one of the cars driving past.
Yeah. But no, I just came across it, and there's not that many people have shot it. There's one or two people seem to have it on the portfolio, but the whole area wasn't really known about that well.
Yeah.
But I just went there for that image.
Yeah.
I know, the location is just absolutely stunning. It's got a very... On the vlog, I used like a Celtic style music.
Yeah.
But with like a Welsh tone. The whole area felt really mystical. When I arrived, there was a mist in the woodland.
Cool.
And as I walked down, I discovered a huge waterfall, which I never knew was there.
Yeah.
Which I shot first.
Yeah.
And again, this was another instance, is that I thought that the image of the other waterfall was 10 times better than this one, because I had a really good foreground with the flow coming right at the camera. I had the fall at the back, and I had sun rays coming through the pine trees. It was a really good shot.
Yeah.
But it's a waterfall in a cave.
That's all it needs to be.
I mean,
that's cool. And you've obviously chosen to not freeze the water, but your exposure time looks like...
This was one of the hardest waterfalls to capture, because if you go to the video, I'm literally walking through a cave. There's a cave, you walk up to it, and this is at the end.
Yeah.
And it's dark in there. If you expose for the cave, you're going to blow out the opening.
I see. So was the sun, or was the daylight?
There was no sort of daylight. It was just, and obviously the water's just white and foam as well. So you've got exposure problems with that.
Yeah.
And as I walked through, it's like, sod it. I'm banging it in. I think I went into aperture priority.
Yes.
I don't care about shot. I just want to capture it without getting spray on the lens or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I just fired off so many shots on there, and my vlogging camera went down. I just let it filming me doing some camera shots, but I just concentrated on trying to get the shot, and about 20-30 images, they all had spray on. Yeah. And there was one that was better than this, and I tried to recover it in Photoshop, and it was just a blurry mess. It's really hard to recover.
So to give
sprayed lens.
Yeah.
But this one, I removed the polarizer to increase my shutter speed.
Yeah.
To try and freeze the motion a bit more, and it was like that when I'd saw that this was the only image that came out that wasn't blurry, and it wasn't
no spray on them.
Sprayed. I mean, I was forever wiping the lens, and because I was wiping it, my cloth was getting drenched. I was getting a blurry lens.
Must be the bane of your life.
Yeah.
You must have to constantly always check the front of the lens.
Yeah, it's just. And this one, it's
uncorrectable.
Yeah, and I was careful with the vlog edit on this one, because as a photographer, you don't know, you got the results until you get home. Quite often in the comments, I'll see people say, "Oh, put your images up as you shoot them."
Yeah.
But when you shoot the images, you don't really know if it's a keeper until you've got to post.
Exactly, I know.
And in this case, I had no idea I had an image until I got home. So I left it until right at the end of the vlog to say, "Oh, I did get one image."
Yeah.
Then threw it up at the end and gave it an epic ending,
and it went in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that whole area is not many people. I think it's because it's in mid Wales and it's that far.
Yeah.
For people to drive to, but not many people.
To give people an idea, how close are you? Because you're shooting, let's say, would you say all of these photos with your 12mm?
Yeah.
Yeah. So to give people an idea, how close are you to these waterfalls? You're right on top of them.
Yeah, I'm happy to sort of get as close as need be for the shot.
Yeah. And would you say it's always better to get close you know.
It all depends.
Rather than step back.
It very much depends on the location. Quite often, a lot of with these images, I'll turn up at a location and I'll just have an instinct.
Yep.
That right, I want that shot. I want to get there, and that's the image I want. And
yeah.
No matter how hard I work the scene with different angles, it's always that instinct.
Yeah.
One that's the keeper and the one that pays off.
Looking at December.
Yes.
This is what we can expect as the last image in the calendar. Probably my personal favourite for selfish reasons, because this, out of the lot of them, I've visited this waterfall and I just think you've perfectly captured how amazing this waterfall is. It really is spectacular, isn't it?
I was just so lucky to get the right conditions. There was a bit of a lead up to this.
Yeah.
Over Christmas we stayed at Minehead.
Yes.
And I thought, I'm going to get my December, we're on December, aren't we?
Yeah. Minehead? That's a long way to go for that one, yeah.
Yeah, no, we were on the Christmas holiday down there. I thought, let's just Google all the waterfalls down there, find them all. And I intended to do 3 vlogs from down there, 3 different waterfalls. Yeah. I did the one, St. Audrius. Probably got that entirely wrong, but it's a waterfall that goes off a big cliff just down the coast from right near. Watch it.
Watch it.
Yeah, watch it.
Watch it. Watch it. Seriously, watch it. That's the one that goes into the sea on the beach.
Yeah, it just tips off the top. It was really hard to get to that location, but the tide wouldn't go out, and I'd shot that on Christmas Eve. Yeah. And I wasn't time-wise, I was under pressure because we were on a steam train to go and see Santa. And
this was whilst on a family. Did you say?
Yeah, on a family holiday. Yeah. Managed to shot that, but I was coming down with an illness at the time. Yeah. Next day I went out to a place called Watersmeet, which is National Trust, and that's just over the border into Devon. Yeah. Did a couple of shots down there. Bin that vlog because I looked like death on the camera and the images were terrible. Yeah. The next day I went to another fall that flows out onto the beach, and I've seen very few images from this location. It's really, really hard to access, and I spent a good 2 hours crossing moorlands, going through woods. Yeah. And illness got the better of me. I just turned around and thought, I've got to go. Yeah. Gonna go home. Yeah. And all the effort I've put in down there was entirely wasted. Yeah. But then I thought, no, I've got to go and get December image, and we're in January now and recovered from the illness, so I'm slacking a bit with the months, and I thought, right, I'm going to do this pistol rider.
Did you get that Aussie flu? Australian flu?
Probably.
Because I did, and it wiped me out for about 3 weeks. Over Christmas and into January. So, anybody from Australia, thanks for that. Yeah. Cheers. But I think we had the same lurgy. Yeah. So anyway,
this was just one of those vlogs that everything came together. I got up early one day because I prefer. It's odd. I was never an early morning riser until YouTube came along. For some reason, YouTube gets me out of bed at 4 or 5 in the morning and gets me to a location. But anyway, got to this location. The whole area was frozen, the car park was frozen, I was sliding all over the place, and there was a robin that kept following me around.
I remember the video, yeah.
I was like, I was hoping I got B-roll of this robin.
Because you were filming?
And he just went everywhere with me, the whole area, he just kept following me. But I felt just so lucky with the fog and the mist, and I thought, although it felt like a relaxed vlog, I felt the pressure because I thought, I've really got to do this waterfall justice. If I mess up any of these images, I've wasted a hell of an opportunity. Because as I mentioned on the vlog, I'm never going to see that fall in those conditions ever again. Yeah. It's never going to happen. And I think some of the comments I got from this video, quite a few people didn't like this particular image. They preferred 2 of the earlier ones. Yeah. But I like this because it's a little bit different from the other, and it's got the tree framing it.
Exactly, and I think it's...
It just adds a different element. It's not just looking at a waterfall with the others in the foreground. It's something a little bit different.
It's got a real human element to it. Yeah. Like you feel like you're there. Yeah. You know, because you've got the tree and
I think the traffic shops at the bottom, which everybody's done, but this one I was roaming around on the hills at the side and was trying to find different compositions, and I thought, no, that's different. Yeah. It's framed different. I've got the tree. It's silhouetted. It just
just to give this place some scale for anyone that is looking for a cool waterfall to photograph. Yeah. This is massive. This is what, 30 metres high?
As I mentioned earlier, it's one of those places you can't do justice in a photo or video. You have to.
You need a wide lens.
You have to be there
and just stand and look at Yeah. Really is. It really is epic, that place. No, it's a great end to what will be the calendar, because that will be December's image, and I think it's phenomenal. Yeah. It really is, and bravo. So let's move on to January. Now, January, I know you've been excited to talk about January. So when people buy this calendar, it will be the first image that they will open to see.
It sort of sets a bar. It overshadows all the other images, which is a little irritating.
You peaked in January.
Yeah, that's the way the story goes. But no, I totally adore this image.
Yeah.
Although this print has been cropped horribly by Boots, but it was when the day I shot it. It's one of my favourite vlogs as well. It was like I shot wildlife. I even shot a landscape vista, which is rare for me. And I just couldn't take a bad photo. It was just one of those days. Every time I hit the shot, it was like wow.
And this is the same vlog that you met some friendly stags.
Yeah, and I have a carrot that posed for me. It was snowing. I was like, just hold that pose in a minute because I want to adjust my shutter speed so I can get some trails off the snow, and he did. Yeah. I've got this perfect portrait of a snag with sort of blurred. Oh,
snag headshots.
Yeah. Then I just moved down the road a bit. I'm going to go back. Got to go back to the car now. I've got to go and shoot this fall.
Yeah.
And then I had the stunning landscape with a mountain on the left hand side with the sunburst coming through the bushes, and that just eventually got to this fall. And as expected, there were other photographers there.
Yes.
And this is something actually that's I've discussed with other vloggers before. There seems to be an issue in some quarters where sorry, checking the time now, you threw me off. Some people complain when there's other photographers at an iconic location because they can't get a shot in or they can't vlog or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm totally the opposite, because I think as a vlogger we're inspiring people to get out and vlog.
Yeah.
And one of the things that really bugs me is when people complain about other photographers at the same location.
Yeah.
And this is probably one of the most photographed locations in Scotland, and I turned up, there were other photographers there, and it's like I just had to turn up and get it done. But I did feel a little bit of pressure on this one, because by this point people have sort of got to know me for waterfalls.
Yes.
And if I'm going to nail an image, I have to nail this, and it has to stand out.
Yeah.
It can't be the normal shot that everybody else does.
Yes.
And I kept tweaking the composition, and it's like I thought I'm going to have to get in the drink. It's like sub-zero temperatures, it's starting to snow, but if I'm going to want to get the shot I want, I'm going to have to get down in the drink. And I slowly kept moving forward, and the other photographers kept following me forward. It's quite funny. I was like,
so how deep into the water?
I went, I think, just over knee height.
Right.
But that's not warm water by any stretch of the imagination.
It looked quite chilly from this photograph.
Yeah, I mean that's defrosted snow basically coming down that waterfall from the top of the mountain. But it was the image. I've got so many images. I think I put 4 or 5 up on the vlog. Yeah. But this one just stands out from the crowd. The little bit of light just appearing in the sky there above the tree. The whole composition got some nice swirlage in the detail just at the front there.
Yeah.
And the waterfall's just exposed perfectly how I like it, with the sort of the wiry cotton wool. And it was just wow. As I mentioned earlier, it was like, I'm going to give up photography now because I don't think I'm ever going to beat that image. I was so happy with that.
The stars seem to align.
Yeah, and I was so excited about it. As soon as I got to my hotel, I was like, put it on my computer. I didn't have to touch anything to post-process. It was like perfect. And I instantly put it on Facebook, Instagram, and everything lit up. It was like, that's the best image you've ever taken. I was like, head's even getting bigger now. But.
Yeah. So, what is this location?
This is, don't ask me to pronounce the mountain, but it's Glencoe. I always remember
Glencoe,
it.
yeah.
As you go up to Glencoe and you go you're coming up from the south, and just before you get to Glencoe village, there's a little left-hand turn where there's a small little road, and that's called Glencoe, basically. Yes. I think it's the river that goes at the side of it.
Yeah.
There are multiple waterfalls down that river, but this is the main, the big one.
Quite an accessible location.
It is very accessible. It's literally a few metres just down the road. As you turn on, there's a little parking area.
Yeah.
And you can always be assured there's going to be someone there shooting it, or somebody running a workshop.
It's one of the iconic British photographs.
But as we touched on earlier, the area where people shoot it is being destroyed. The ground's been turned to mush because there's that many people visiting.
It's like human erosion of the landscape, Yeah.
Which is a shame, but the area where you stand to shoot isn't what I'd say an environmentally sensitive area. It's just a grassy knoll, for want of a better phrase. So it's not trampling on wildflowers or anything like that.
It's a cracking image, and what a great way to start off the calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
Moving on to February.
Yeah.
Moving on to February. February, we came into February and I was still in Scotland. I was still in the Highlands after taking the image at Glencoe.
Yes.
So my idea for February was to shoot Stole Falls.
Yes.
I think that's the correct pronunciation, which is the UK's second tallest fall. And that was the video where I attempted to cross a very ropey bridge and fell off the back. And
a bit of an injury.
Yeah, a bit of an injury. I mean, it wasn't too bad. It was a bruised bone, soon got over it. But I was limited on my options to shoot that fall, and I shot it from a distance, but I just wasn't happy with that image. I just thought it'd be really nice to have another waterfall from Scotland on the calendar, because I'd only got that main one.
January,
and it just didn't work really.
Yeah.
And then during February, we had that cold snap.
Had a lot of snow. Beast from the east.
Beast from the east, that was it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Peak District just froze over, and I was very aware that a large waterfall in the Peak District by the name of Kinder Downfall, which comes up on the Scout, froze over. It was on the news, it had frozen over. And I was like, yes, I'm having that.
Which can't happen very often.
No. And I've attempted to get there before and never made it because my ankle went twang on one of my previous vlogs. And I thought, no, I'm going to make it to that fall this time. And as soon as I set out, it's like all the roads around Buxton were closed. Yeah. And like there were people stuck in ditches.
It was cut off, wasn't it? Yeah. I remember the peaks.
And I thought, I'm just not going to risk that. So let's have a look at the sensible roads, which ones are open. I was aware that the A6 that goes up from Derby was open. I thought, right, that'll get me to Matlock and that'll get me to Lumsdale Falls.
Yes.
Lumsdale, as I'm aware, has never ever frozen.
Yeah.
But these were sort of exceptional circumstances. I thought there's a chance it may have frozen, so I thought I'll nip up there, do Lumsdale Falls, see what it's like, and I was just over the moon with the results that we got up there. This, I've mentioned it in my previous vlogs, this is my favourite fall from Lumsdale. Yeah. And although they hadn't frozen, I think it was actually better that they weren't frozen, because we've got the contrast between the ice and the flowing water.
Yeah. Because I think the best things about your waterfall photography is that they are motion captures.
Yeah.
With you in a, because you're locked off on a tripod. If that was completely frozen, it would just be a load of icicles, and it probably wouldn't be a waterfall.
Yeah, I mean, there are a few that I use with my zoom lens to get the icicle ones, and they look really nice. I think that I've got one as my header on Facebook, which looks quite nice, but as a calendar image, it just didn't work very well.
Yeah.
But on this one, another thing I like about this one, as I mentioned earlier, about focusing on the moss and getting that texture on the rock on the moss. Yes. On this one, we've got the snow, and it just feels you can see a little bit of texture.
You feel like you just want to grab it and throw it, and
And it just this is my favourite fall at Lumsdale anyway. There's a number of there's about 3 or 4 falls up there. There's many people that have vlogged up there, but this just worked perfectly.
Your frame here feels very full, which I'm a huge fan of. I love. I wouldn't say. I don't really know how to phrase it correctly, but there's lots going on. There's lots to look at. Yeah, and it's a lovely shot.
Yeah, I mean, although the fall's not frozen, you've still got a bit of payoff with the icicles on the other side there, and it's just
there's a lot of detail in the shot, and it feels very cold and wintry, and, which is the whole point of you doing this calendar, isn't it? You want seasonal images. Yeah, and you never know; it could be years until this happens again.
It was just. I mean, it was one of those things that's just. As a photographer, just to document an event happening is just a good thing, but to get it and feature in a calendar, I think I was quite chuffed with that.
I think that's a really nice image.
And it was nice that I didn't have to put in much effort and drive very far to capture it as well.
Yeah.
Compared to
bonus
the previous month.
Compared to Glencoe. Yeah. So moving on to March then.
March.
So, what have we got for March?
March.
Is this your fave? Is this what? So you tell us what happened.
March was an eventful month.
Yes.
This
ups and downs.
I'm putting together a playlist which will include all these shoots in order, and if anyone's got a spare, I don't know, many hours, however they're all long form, wants to watch them in order, they can do. But I've included a vlog which I entitled "Time to End Vlogging?"
Yes. ?
It's one of my most popular videos for some reason. It sounds like a clickbaity title, but it's not because it delivers. That is the question I was asking, so it's not really that clickbaity.
Were you genuinely in that frame of mind?
I was. There are people that received messages from me as I was driving back after my drone went down into the sense like, that's it, I'm giving up vlogging. Yeah. Packing it all in. Yeah. It was like brutal. But no, this story started because the Time to End Vlogging video was made up as 3 different locations. Yeah. Lake District, Snowdon and the Peak District, all into one video. The first shot was on Watkin Path
Yeah.
in Snowdon. It threw it down that day, and it was one of those, it was just relentless, and it started to destroy the soul after a bit, and it was like you lost the will, and it was like, I don't care anymore. I shot a fall up there. It was an okay image. It was, you know, there was some nice colours in it, and I got a landscape shot from up there actually.
I remember, yeah.
And then I moved on to Church in the Sea after then, which I didn't vlog that bit.
Yeah.
And I looked at my camera and thought, that looks a bit foggy. And rainwater had breached the lens, and it was on the sensor, and I was like...
Your main camera or your vlogging camera?
No, my main camera, my XT, it had breached. I thought, time to go home. And I know I hadn't finished a vlog, and I thought I had a vlog in a can, I've driven miles, and it's like, I haven't got a good vlog here.
Yeah.
Thankfully, a quick cleaning kit off the internet wipes out, so the camera's perfectly fine.
Good.
Because it's my XT1 and it's bulletproof, it'll survive a
Mirrorless.
bomb going off. Yeah. Although in this case, mirrorless probably wasn't the advantage. But
I suppose because with the mirrorless,
although it's easier,
take the lens off,
it's
and the
easier,
sensor is right there. Yeah.
But it just wiped off, and the camera just continued working faultlessly.
Good.
So yeah, that was good. So yeah, picked up my bits. Let's do it again. Let's go to the Lake District this time.
Yeah. What else can happen? What's the worst that can happen? What else could go wrong?
Plus, I brought a new drone, so I want to get some epic shots of hills. So, and I really enjoyed that. I got some mountain roads, got some nice, really beautiful light as the sun came up. So I did slow motion drone shots of the hills in the Lake District.
A Spark, isn't it? DJI Spark. It isn't cheap. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the entry level drone though. It's I did consider the Air.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, why am I paying this amount of money for just B-roll? I can't.
Yeah.
I can't walk and vlog on a drone. It just makes me vlogs look pretty. So I didn't want to invest a lot of money in
fair enough.
a drone. But through to a few tutorials and tests I've watched on YouTube, I've learnt some tricks about getting some really cinematic footage out of it. And just like, because you can't. It's only like 25 frames or something, so you can't slow it down.
Yeah.
So you have to remember to fly it very slowly.
Yes.
And slow down the gimbal movement and tweak the settings.
Otherwise it looks quite choppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been quite happy with the results I've got out of that. But now I enjoyed playing with that in the hills, so I went down to this fall, Stanley Gill, if I remember the name of it correctly. And I saw a bridge as I was walking up to the fall with a stream. I thought, I can get my drone under that bridge. I can do that.
Yeah.
And set off the drone.
So when you buy
because
a drone,
it's small, it's like you can just lift it off from it. You can lift it off from your hand.
And how at this point, how long had you had the drone? How many flights had you done?
I'd done probably 2 or 3 flights.
So you felt like a master.
But, you
felt like some sort of experience.
It's awful. What could go wrong?
Yeah. So you saw a little bit of daylight.
I saw a bridge. Thought that's just going to go in through there. That is going to look epic.
It's all about the vlog.
It's
got to get your shots.
It's going to be spot on, and I nailed it. I got under that bridge perfectly.
Yeah.
It's like boom, straight through. I was like, yeah, that's going to look really good. And I left it settle on the other side because we're in a bit of a valley. GPS signal wasn't going to be good, so I couldn't rely on the drone coming back to its home point. Because with drones, I'll take a GPS reading when they take off.
Yeah.
Always good to have lots of satellites locked on before you take off, so you've got the most accurate GPS reading.
Yeah.
But because the terrain, there was no real good landing area, so I had to manually move it to an area which I felt was safe to land.
Yeah.
So I got it under the bridge, and I thought I'll let it hover there. I'll walk over the bridge and bring it back.
Yeah.
Walked over the bridge, got onto the bridge, and I sort of moved it forward, and I was just trying to edge it over to the path. And there was a little bit of dead weed, I can say. Yeah, dead weed. It was like just going over this, and one of the roads was just caught in the dead weed. And as the drone's going down, you've got this blurry image of me on the bridge going, oh yeah.
That is a great bit of footage, by the way. I know it's heartbreaking at the time. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking, and the footage actually corrupted. It took me about a day or two to actually recover that footage.
Right.
Because if a drone loses power while it's recording, it puts all these temporary files around.
Okay.
And when it stops recording, it sticks them all together and saves them as an MP4 on the memory card. But this didn't, so that it was all a total mess.
Yeah.
When it went down, but no, it went down. And I looked at it, I thought, oh no. At that time I thought, no, I've had it sort of not long, I've killed it, and I thought I'm going to have to fish it out to get the footage.
Yeah.
And like the very, I mean, you know, if AdSense pays for a new drone because I took down the drone.
So how did you get it back? How did
I just looked, I could see it lit up under it was still lit up, the lights were still flashing, but it took me about 5 minutes. I thought, there's no easy way to fish this out, and after about 5 minutes of pondering, which was worse because it was getting wetter and wetter.
Every second that was going on.
Yeah, it was going through. I thought, I'm just going to have to jump in and pull it out.
Yeah.
And sort of drive home soaked.
Yeah.
And it was literally up to there, freezing cold water that was coming off one of the mountains, coming down these falls, and it was under. You can see in the footage the falls coming above underwater, and it's pushing the drone down further. Yeah. So I literally just had to jump in, rip it out,
and I will leave a link to this in the bottom of the description because it's. When have you watched it back since, or do you not even? Do you cringe when you watch it?
It was a horrible
because
video to put together because
it
is brutally. I think as a vlogger, the hardest videos to put together are the honest ones.
Yeah.
You want to dance around happy and like
those ones
great.
are easy.
Yeah, those ones are easy. The brutal, honest ones are really hard.
When you dig deep and things go wrong and
yeah, I just feel it's really hard to put across an honest vlog. People forget the editing process at the back of it as well, because you're really detailed when you're doing your cuts and putting in your music and
you're syncing to music to the beat or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I often, when I go to publish a vlog, I'm often sick of the thing before it goes live. I'm just fed up of replaying it, getting all the tweaks out of it. And when you're doing an honest vlog, which has been really tough mentally, and it sort of brings back the memories as well that you've just already been through. It's really hard.
You really have to dig deep, don't you? Because being honest it's one of the hardest things to do as a vlogger, because you're putting your worst fears and everything that could possibly go wrong out there. And you think, oh God, people are going to think I'm an idiot, or people are going to think this.
But on the flip side, to put 12 months of images out and say everything was perfectly fine, nothing went wrong, is just totally stupid. That didn't really happen. It's not life.
No.
Yeah. Out of all my vlogs, it was, as I say, it started in Snowdonia, it then went to the Lake District, and I thought, when I came back from the Lake District, that was the point, now I'm giving it up, I'm not going to do it anymore. Gave it a bit of a pun, I thought, I'm going to go for a walk in the Peak District and just sort of, to camera, which I did. And obviously it finished with me sort of saying that when I started it was all about the image, but now the video, the vlogging sides took over, and they're both on even side now. It's the art of creating a story in a video.
And
is as much with the image now.
You've built up an audience who are rooting for you.
Yeah,
that's one thing as a vlogger. I think it's really important. I think when you, when you start off a vlog, if you are a photo vlogger, you will quickly build an audience who buy into your personality, and they'll start rooting for you, and they'll put their metaphorical arm around your shoulder if it goes wrong, and they will root for you, and they will. They'll clap for you when it goes right.
When that video went out, I expected a few comments saying I just picked yourself up, don't be silly, but I had subscribers commenting that had never subscribed on any of my videos before. I had emails coming in, messages, it was like, ooh.
Messages of support?
Yeah, messages of support, and just people saying just keep going, YouTube's going to be a dark place with that. It's like, oh, this is a bit...
Yeah, that's great to
I
hear.
expected a little bit of it from like my usual commenters.
Yeah.
And like some of them are just, I feel like, are friends now as well.
Yeah.
So you get to know them so well in the comments, but some of the people that have never commented before, and it's like, I didn't even know you subscribed to me. And it's like,
it's just one of those things that happened, and maybe it shapes the way that you're gonna vlog from here on in. I mean, that was a couple of months ago, wasn't it? So let's talk about the image that you got. So that
eventually, despite it being a long drive, the Lake District. And it's still doomed me, the Lake District. It's turned into... Lytham used to be an issue. Everything went wrong at Lytham, especially sound. Yeah. It's now the Lake District.
Right.
I'm actually sort of making a point now of actually not going to the Lake District.
Cursed.
Though, to be fair, I prefer the Yorkshire Dales over the Lake District anyway, because I prefer waterfalls. I don't like the big landscapes and vistas. So
okay, fair enough.
I'm not a Lake District person anyway.
You feel like it's more intimate and you get more
when
out.
I went to shoot this, I did lose a tripod, so...
What happened there?
I'd set up... I have a cheapish Manfrotto, trying like 35 quid, aluminium shaky thing, which I just bang on my vlogging camera.
Yeah.
If I'm doing something or I'm standing up, it's handy to just put on there.
Yeah. And
I was on a little ledge, and if you can tell here, there's like ledges at the side of here. And I was just setting up at the side, and I turned around and just with my elbow knocked it, and it went down into the ravine and floated off, not to be seen.
Oh, so there was no point even going after it?
No,
you wouldn't have got it?
Not really. To be honest, I've been in there before and I didn't like it.
Right. You'd had enough of freezing cold.
Yeah, but this day it was throwing it down. So you can see at the beginning of the vlog, I had my personal rain cloud at the time, it was throwing it down. But it was one of those, I knew the sun was forecast for later on in the day, and it just came through the clouds at the right time. I was in the right place to get the composition. I know at the time the sun was blinding me. The dynamic range knocked out my vlogging camera, but
so you've got
this was one of those. When I took the image, I looked at the back. I thought, I don't know if I've got anything there. I might need to sort of bring it back at the top a little bit when I get back. And the detail was there, and I was just over the moon with the pool.
I mean, for me, what makes the image, and it probably will for most people, probably yourself, are those sun rays. That you know, it's probably a metaphor for you as well for life, because
the sunshine after the rain,
glimmer of hope, and I think that's exactly what March brings for me. It's the end of the winter, hopefully the end of the dark days, the start, the turn of spring, and it represents a bit of hope.
It took a lot of effort to go back there mentally, as well as the distance and how long it takes to drive there, and like to just walk away with that. It's just
you must have been delighted that you got something for once.
Yeah, it's like, right, I've done the Lake District, I'm not coming
back. So the last image that we're going to show is from April. So how recently did you shoot this?
Oh, this was I can't remember what date it was. A number of weeks back.
Yeah.
With a lot of people assume with my vlogs that I've got a big buffer lined up, but that's often not the case.
No, you are.
I am sort of
shooting as you go.
As I mentioned earlier, I think I filmed something today. I don't know if I'm going to be putting it out, but if I'm going to be putting it out, it's going to be going out this Saturday. I'm literally on the cusp.
You don't film something and then 3 months later put it out.
Yeah, no. I've said before on my my vlogs, I never commit to uploading on a Saturday now.
Yeah.
But I'll aim to upload on a Saturday, but I haven't missed it for a long time. But I'll aim to upload, but if I miss it, I miss it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you have to remember as a photographer as well, sometimes you just haven't got the inspiration or to get up and go to do anything.
Yeah. So committing to make an upload is like making a rod for your own back.
Yeah.
You could end up putting out
content. Every time I've tried, I'm going to try daily vlogging, and I think you've tried daily vlogging.
Yeah, it's a killer.
Oh, it hurts. It really does hurt. And I felt I put some quality content out on daily vlogging, but it just hurts so much.
Yeah. It's just because you become a robot, don't you?
Yeah.
And it's.
I like to stay on top of my comments as well.
Yeah.
And when you're uploading yesterday's content today, your mind for time just gets totally confused.
Yeah.
Then comments come in and you get confused which video you're commenting on. It's really, really hard to do. And I actually found I lost viewers through daily. I had a drop in viewers. It's like people can't be bothered to watch it.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Which is understandable. It's surprised people watch me every week, to be honest.
So this image then, let's talk about this image.
This image. This was Yorkshire Dales. This was another case of, I often do this on the vlog, I plan to visit one location.
Yeah.
I'll shoot that location, then I just open my phone, look at the OS map, I'm going to shoot now, somewhere to shoot on the way home. I've got a few hours spare, I'll go and do that. And this was a final location. This particular print does not do the composition justice whatsoever. Boots have like murdered it. There is a bigger bit here, and the reveal on the video is just this rock.
Yeah.
It fills the screen really sharp. It just shows.
I mean, it's just planted there right for you, isn't it? And then
it is. It's
really anchored the image, I think, and I really love. I love the whole scene. It's a very
although it's a really
clean image,
well photographed waterfall. I did literally find it by accident.
Did you?
I'd shot the falls near the viaduct, which I can't remember. Ribblehead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking at it, I was looking at the ice and I thought, there's waterfalls up there. Why has nobody shot these waterfalls? You see so many vlogs of people shooting at viaducts.
Yeah.
and the waterfall's just a little way along the track.
Yeah.
And I did feel a little bit guilty on that. I thought someone's going to give me a headache for not shooting up idle, but at the time it just didn't float me boat. I didn't see any reason to. There was no epic sunset. There was just
just a load of bricks and mortar.
Yeah, I am like that with some iconic images. It's like lone trees. I don't get.
Yeah.
I don't get lone trees. It
doesn't float me boat.
I mean, I did one in Wales, the one at Clanberries.
Yeah, everyone's done that. I've done that. We've all done that.
But you know, I did it at night. I couldn't see what the hell I was doing, and it just was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. It's different.
Yeah.
But as a rule, it just they don't float me boat. But
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but no, Ribble Head Violet wasn't really interested, but I was really impressed by the main fall, the lower force, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And some of the B-roll from that fall I've got on my recent trailer.
Yeah.
I put out. It's just really just epic, that fall.
Yeah. So you've got
shot those 2 falls anyway, and just searching out. I thought I'm going to go to Malham. I'm going to do Janet's Foss at Malham.
Yeah.
Everyone does Malham. I thought, I've never been to Malham. I'll go and visit Malham.
Yeah.
And not shoot a lone tree. And as I was driving there, it was one of the first warm days of the year, one of the first days when the sun came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, let's wind down the windows. And as I drove by this location, the road's just at the top here.
Yeah.
My sort of spider sense started tingling. I thought, I can hear water, and that's a lot of water. And I looked at the sign and it said something waterfall. I thought, I'm going to have a quick look. Looked at what was down there and I was like, no, I'm shooting this.
Yeah.
Forget Malham, I'm shooting this.
It was just like a gift.
Yeah. And the sun was just perfect at the time. It was coming in. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see the print. There is rays coming through there.
Oh yes. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it'll come out better on the final print in the calendar, but it was just wow. It was.
Yeah, I mean, you can see you've got a nice little pool of light on the upper right.
With this particular comment, it was really hard with this one because the fall's quite long and it disappears off in the distance.
Yeah.
But because the sun was in the right place, it just brightens up the fall at the back, so you can actually see it. If that sun wasn't there, it'd be a totally different image because you wouldn't see the fall. But because it's shining that up, then you've got these little mini ones at the front.
Yeah. So I mean, it's it's a nice spring-like image. We've got a nice bit of sunshine in there, which is important, I think, to show off in spring. And then that leads us on to May. Now, there's a big blank space.
There is a big blank space
where a photo should be. Now we're in mid-May. We're on May the 15th.
As I say, I do like to push my vlogs and sort of do spontaneously. I asked for comments on the last one. I asked people where they'd like me to shoot, and I've been paying attention to many emails and messages via Instagram and Facebook and comments. I can tell you the places I'm not going to shoot, which is just due to legal reasons. The most popular place for me to shoot that everyone asked me to shoot was Ingleton Trails, which is just near where the shot this waterfall. Yeah. And the trouble is, this is privately owned. You have to pay to get in, and because I'm printing a calendar and it's commercial, I'm going to need a permit to shoot there.
I see. Yeah.
I mean, strictly speaking, because I'm vlogging and my vlogs are monetized, that's technically commercial as well, so I'd probably need a permit to shoot there as well. I have contacted Ingleton because people wanted me to shoot there. I thought at least put the effort in and ask them if I can go there, or how much a permit's going to cost me. They haven't got in touch.
Right.
So
it's not a definite firm no, but it's a probably not.
It's probably not. Coming second was High Force up towards Durham, Teesside area, if I'm correct. It's not an area I've been to, I've not shot. It's an area I'd like to go, but again, that's private land. On their website they clearly say you can take photographs for your own use, but anything commercial, it's not going to happen. And they said you have to inquire about a permit. I inquired via Facebook. They asked me to email them, and as yet they haven't contacted me. So
right, okay. So where does that leave you with, or do you not want to reveal?
I'm not going to reveal where I'm going to go.
But do you know where you're going to go?
I've got a good idea.
Good. Yeah.
But I haven't planned it out fully. But there's been some quite epic stories and epic vlogs along the way. Yeah. And it would be an injustice not to make the final one epic in some way, or do something. Yeah. It needs to finish with a punch.
So the one question I wanted to ask you is why British waterfalls? Like, what do you think British waterfalls have?
It's cheaper on ferry costs, plane fares.
Yeah. So, obviously,
but there's something, going back to the first image, I mean, the Peak District isn't somewhere that's known for waterfalls. Yeah. And I've got possibly 3 images from the calendar, which are from the Peak District.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of the way I research and look for waterfalls, especially like the one at the Ribble Head.
Yeah.
I want to encourage people just to find what's on the doorstep and
yeah, I think that's
look at different places other than the normal. It's very easy to go to the iconic locations and get your image, and there's nothing wrong with getting your version of that location.
Yeah.
But I think it's good to do your own research.
Yeah.
Look at contours on the OS maps and the way streams go down to them, and think, is there a waterfall there? And maybe just go and have a look.
I think that's a nice message. I think it's all about getting people to go and explore a bit deeper, and seek out these amazing places that are probably on your doorstep or within a short drive.
Yeah, and I mean it's sort of reinforced by the October one in autumn as well, which is my little secret woodland. That's somewhere I've worked out myself. There's probably going to be falls there. Turns out there was.
So as of yet, beyond May, beyond the final piece of the jigsaw, do you have any other plans coming up for the end of the year? And any collaborations, or are you going to be working with anybody, or any meetups that we should know about?
Oh yes, there's a meetup, and the date I have absolutely no idea about, so you can cut the video at this point.
And there's a Facebook group.
Yes, there is indeed.
Called UTOGs.
UTOGs.
Yes. And people can go and join Tim on that Facebook group, and they can find out more about that. And
my phone is going mad because it's just connected to the internet.
Excuse me a minute while we...
Yes, the trouble with being an admin of UTOGs, you get all the alerts and all the member notifications and...
Yeah. So just before you actually find out the date, what actually is it that that you want to promote? These events,
Joseph started the ball rolling with these events. Joseph Seeger. He's ran 2 events up at one at Lytham and one at Rivington Falls, the notorious fall where I fell in. It's probably why he ran the event there, to just pay homage or something. Although, funnily enough, I didn't actually go down to that fall because I wasn't too at the time. But it's we want to move away from a lot of people have looked for a bit of a workshop culture.
Yeah.
In photography, and there's a lot of people that want to shoot like a particular photographer, then they'll go on their workshop, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, if you want to shoot like that photographer, pay your money, go on the workshop. But as I said earlier, I'm very much art is in the eye of the beholder, and I think it's just really good to get around other like-minded folk, regardless of what level you're at, regardless of what you shoot, whether you're shooting on your phone or the high-end DSLR. Just get out, enjoy it, and have a bit of banter, and don't bother about charging people a fortune for the privilege.
Yeah. So it would just be a load of people, photographers around?
We just go around often with these locations. The locations don't really matter that much, because even if it's raining or the conditions are poor, it doesn't matter, because we're all having a laugh and a joke, which in about around talk about how we do things, and we're talking to like-minded folk who we wouldn't normally meet in real life.
Yeah.
One of the issues we had when we started, especially with Joseph, a lot of people messaged and said, "Oh, I don't have a YouTube channel, can I turn up?" And it's been really hard to push the message across at anybody with an interest with photography. It's more than welcome to come and turn up and just have a laugh. If there's advice or want, there's going to be someone with the knowledge that they can ask, and it can be offered freely, and everyone can just enjoy the hobby as one on an equal level, rather than looking up to a master.
I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah, everyone's got skills in different areas, and everyone can share their own skills.
And it's going to be, what's the location?
We're starting off at a place called Lady Clough, which is just down the road from Ladybower Reservoir. It's just off the Snake Pass.
Yes.
There is a waterfall there that I've recently discovered, which I thought was the main waterfall in the wood, but a local photographer has already corrected me and said, no, that's not the right waterfall, there's another waterfall. So there's actually 3 waterfalls at the first location.
Right.
There's on-road car park, which is free parking. We're going to break for lunch. We're going to go down to the iconic Ladybower Bridge, which every bit is shot, but it's a good place to have lunch. And then we're going to continue to, I can't remember the name of the place, Padley Gorge, which is a place that's been, lots of people have vlogged that many times. Lots of mini falls there, and there's lots of opportunities for woodland photography, that type of thing. Then once we're done, then we're probably going to head off to the pub and think about where we'd shoot the sunset conditions.
Nice. So is it going to be like a dawn till dusk kind of thing, or is it going to be?
Yeah, it's starting at 10 in the morning. So I mean, if people are coming a fair distance, they don't have to get up at ridiculous
4
times of the day. But often with these events, some people turn up early and try and catch a sunrise, and it's you can dip in and out as you want. But with this particular event, I made a point of doing 3 time stops.
Yeah.
So if somebody can't get to the morning one, they can join us at a particular time because they'll know where we'll be at those times.
Yeah.
But at the same way, keep it relaxed and chill.
So it's a free event. It's a meetup.
It's more of a social event and just shooting together.
And we'll put the date. We'll put the date in the description.
I should have checked the date. It's towards the end of June, but I've got a lot going on at that end of the month. So.
Yes, cool. So how can people find you online? I'm sure they already know who you are and where to find you.
My easiest way, without clicking the subscribe link, which I'm just going to put at the end. You can go to youtube.com/timday. That's the easiest way of finding me, and all my socials are linked through that way. My website is under construction at the minute. It's a bit of a mess, which is embarrassing for saying that I'm a web developer by trade, but still.
You can't get the staff, eh?
Yeah, no.
One question I like to ask on all these interviews is, what is your favourite social media?
My favourite social media? I'm going to have to say YouTube at the moment.
Yeah?
There's a lot happening at YouTube at the minute. They are, admittedly, they're pinching ideas from other social platforms, such as Facebook, by updating statuses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it feels that they're on top when it comes to innovation and trying to get people to interact with the videos. And I think they're striking a nice balance between the advertisers and the creators.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's coming on sort of quite well.
Great.
Definitely YouTube.
Well, I think that's all we've got time for.
Okay.
No idea how long we've been chatting. Probably about
a very long time.
7
hours.
hours.
I think I'm going to have to renew my hotel booking, but
we're off to the Lake District now to take some more photos of Waterfall. No, we're not really. I'm only joking. I won't put you through that. So thanks for watching this episode, Tim.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming on the channel, and I hope you felt really inspired by Tim's work. You can check out his Waterfall calendar, which will be ready. Obviously by Christmas time.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping to get something done by August. I'm going to be releasing a pre-order type setup where the pre-orders will be cheaper than the final calendar, so it just gives you an idea on numbers and how many I should get printed. Then when they start getting printed, I'll go to full price, but hopefully around August time I can get things finalised.
Awesome. So make sure you check out Tim's YouTube channel so you can keep up to date with everything that's going on. But as for now, thanks for watching, folks. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Yes, you remembered it. Yes.